And bam, Thursday's upon us. It's good, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto After Dark. I'm Keith, Professor Keith, Keith the Simp, as I've just been called over here in the chat on the right. Regular Keith. It's odd. Good to see you guys. Hope everyone's ready. Got a solid hour of charting to go. Let's get into it, shall we, if you haven't done so. 786unlimited.com has our Discord. You can come over there and hang out with us nonstop. We talk technical analysis and charts 24/7. Charts on top of charts, plus anything else you guys may want to talk about. If you'd like to get full access, the Launchpass link is in there for you to click on. You get 1 free month. If you don't like it, you can walk away scot-free and never pay anything, right? Also, we have our private consults in there. If you'd like to jump on the private consults and look, and all of our old videos are there. You just click the little YouTube link and it'll shoot you straight there. Let's go. If you haven't done so, please, free likes around here. They're free. They don't cost anything to hit the like button. You can also subscribe, hit the notification bell, especially if you like what you see and like what you hear. And if you don't like what you see and don't like what you hear, man, look, there are tons of other guys on YouTube do bullshit you. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not the guy. I'm not the guy who's going to BS you. I don't have the patience for that. Sorry. Just how I am. I can't be the guy to lead you down the path of destruction. So let's go say hey to everybody, see who's in here, and then we'll get to cracking on these charts. 1 full hour, and we'll go through any chart you guys would like. If you would, over there in the chat on the right side, just put up the chart that you would like to see, or perhaps something that you see that's nice and you'd like to let me know that you like the look of, or you think may be really good later, or whatever. We welcome newcomers here. I know you may be intimidated when you first click on something like this and you think, I don't want to talk. This guy, no. I want the people who don't know what to do to ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more help you get. All right, cool. All right, Mullet was first. He says, are we live? Nah, we live now, brother. Good to see you. Dynamis, what's up, D? Good to see you, brother. Rugsy, what's up, my friend? Corey says, Crocs Moon in the house. What's up, dude? Ron McDonald, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. Adaman, good to see you. Mateo, Ever Forward, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Jeremy, what's up, my cousin? Jag, Frumpo, Frank, what's up? Lunatic Prophet, JD Crypto. Mother says, please go hit like and subscribe. Absolute. They're free. What's up, Big Tex? Good to see you. What's up, Nick? Ignacio Cervantes, Educated Dummy, Rope-a-Dope. Chris Nanya, it might be Nanya Business. Good to see you, brother. I have a list. It's AXS. Oh, crap, dropped my ink pen. AXS and TWT.CRV. TWT.CRV. And we shall look at those. Manolo Guzman, what's up, brother? Anon, what's good? Crypto DGen, don't be shy to ask questions. Everyone started from the same. You're damn right they did, Frank. Everyone started from a hard spot, and we got better and better at this to the point where we're doing this all the time now. We're able to find very good spots to buy and sell. We're able to call these out before a lot of other people do. It's one thing to just say, I think we're going to go up here, or I think we're going to go down here. Anybody can kind of guess and get lucky. We try to do it consistently week in and week out, and we try to put ourselves out there in order to do so. Honestly, we do a lot of work here that can sometimes be bad if we don't get it right. So I don't know if people fully appreciate what that takes, but I hope you guys understand, right? So let's start with Bitcoin and this fallen wedge that's still playing out. I'm going to zoom out for a bit, by the way. Last several days, nothing important to talk about. You did get some down, but that was after the up. Now we're getting pretty much the same price action on the left side of this current move that we're going to get on the right side. Whole bunch of nothing. I told you 17.3 on a previous stream. And I think 17.3 still may happen here, somewhere right in this range. Fully possible here that 17.3 range rains out and actually happens. Come up here, hit that 17.3 range and range sideways and do nothing. Let's see what happens. I'll pull the fib set up here so you can kind of see how long this will last again in case you've forgotten. All right, kind of like that. This one would run out on the 29th. And if I include this wick down here, which I'm not sure I should, but just to show you, if I include that wick, that puts us out more toward January 2nd, giving that much time to run its course. As you see, it's still pinned right under that 50 Fibonacci line. And I know the 50 Fibonacci line is not a true fib line, but that's not the point. The point is the action that often happens at that 50 line. As you see, that action is held very strong. That action will not fail easily. That's a continuation zone. If it's over it, it can continue up. If it's under it, it continues down. It's very simple, right? Where are we at? We're under it. We're making doji candles bouncing around. If we add in any indicators in here, you start to see things ain't so hot. I'll take the Fibonacci line off here. And I just got the Ichimoku cloud up there. Ichimoku cloud is a solid strategy that's been used for decades and centuries, really. Works very well. So as you see here, pinned under everything, you're completely bearish on Bitcoin on the daily. Nothing grand to say. Best case scenario here, as I've talked about before, I'll kind of draw this out here, is, we get a run up here to 17.3, which kind of comes into the bottom of the cloud here and does its little move. We'll see. That's a rise up with the failure. All right, hitting that 17.3 area and not really being able to break it, not being able to breach the bottom of the cloud. In order to start checking things off on the Ichimoku cloud, to start moving your strategy in the proper direction for a buy, or some sort of confirmation of an area that's good to buy, what you need is to knock some check marks off, and the price has to come up a little first. You have to get some sort of positive price action here. You've got all 4 red check marks here that you could possibly imagine here. It's not great. It's just as ugly as can be. It looks like a dead duck flopping around. And if you're from the South, that means no good. What's up, Mizell? Good to see you. Matthew Moore, what's up, brother? Good to see you. You think I can start trading while keeping a job? That's what I did the whole time, Crypto DGen. I traded all the time while I worked 12 hours a day. So in case you guys don't understand where I came from, I was actually talking about this today. So for the first few years of this, right, the first 2 years we had a Telegram group. It was free. We didn't charge anything for it. All we asked was people come in and tried and showed up. Most people came in and didn't try. They just wanted signals. That's what everybody wants. Just give me signals. Let's do it for me. Not going to happen. All right. So once that went away and things really started popping off and it got so busy, we actually made it a paid Telegram group. It was $7. $7, right? Whatever. So either way, we moved on and evolved from that, and the group got so big. It started with 7 guys, though, right? 7 guys and me. We all had full-time jobs. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning. I would drive to work, which was a 2-hour drive. So drive to work 12 hours, and then drive back home work 8 hours, and then drive back home another 2. So it's a total of 12 hours a day on the road or at work. All the while I'm trading. I would just be using my phone, right? Because I didn't have a computer because I worked in the field. I was an HVAC service technician. I was just trading on the side, right? Got to a point where I'd done well enough where I didn't have to do that anymore. I'm able to come out here and trade full time, right? Do charts full time, teach full time. It took a lot of work and a lot of effort. And honestly, I had to save a lot of money and be very careful with the way I spent it. And I only splurged a little bit. What did I splurge on? Well, I bought some land, did well with that. Got a golf cart, bought the golf cart for the family. We use it all the time. Got an ATV for the farm. Got, I did blow some money on. I rented a Lambo for a day. It was amazing. It's best. It was a childhood dream. It was a bucket list thing. Things I didn't get done. I didn't get my garage built that I wanted to get built. That's next on the list. I'm hoping to do that in 2023. and I didn't hit my $1 million mark. I didn't hit my $1 million mark. It was a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to hit that. So I'm hoping when we transition to the next bull run, I can get there. So don't think that you can't do this. I did this. I want you to understand it takes a lot of dedication. No one's going to do it for you. This is hard work. All right. The only way to do this and to get experience in it is to practice it and learn and work and work and work at it. It will not just fall in your lap and be easy. If it's that easy, it's not worth it. All right. Back to the charts. That's my Bitcoin take. Nothing good to see. 17.3 is going to be a hard cap. And if it goes up to 17.3 and runs down, that opens up the 14,000 range. All right. And I still think that range could happen down here. See, I got 2 boxes down here at the bottom of the falling wedge. You know, I still think 13.5 to 10,000 is a target of interest. And I think that may happen Q1 because I don't think we're going to have enough time to get there by the end of the year. Just the way it looks. I don't think a week and some change is enough time. Now, that obviously could be wrong. And this thing could play out right here and this hard fall could happen, right? It could play out and this hard fall could happen. But I don't know how long that's going to take. I mean, I can pull fibs and look and it tells me maybe end of the year, maybe the beginning of the next year. Best chance I've got there is to watch it play out. No buy signals anywhere on a Bitcoin chart. Now, other ones you guys are going to point out do have them. But so long as the big boys up front aren't really performing well, the whole market's going to idle somewhat. And I can't be a part of putting a lot of money into a market that I think is going to idle because that ties up my liquidity, ties up my money. Real quick, I saw some other questions over here. Consults have been awesome. Would have saved years and lots of money. Awesome, brother. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. I enjoy doing them. It's a fun thing. I have a job in trade. Just means you need to find the trade strategy that works that you have time for. Absolutely. If you practice with play money, paper trade until you learn. It takes time to make money. The market is very tough to figure out. I would agree. That's why we have our Discord. That's why we have a group of people to make it easier for you to learn and understand. Farmer Niles, no thanks on driving that much. Yeah, bro, I don't like it. I don't like it. As Keith says, if you poop, you can trade. 5 to 15 minutes on the toilet while you take a dump is the perfect time to learn. You're gonna just sit there on your phone anyway, right? Okay. What's up, Miss Kelly Slade? Good to see you. Hoping to finish that crusty Mustang with an LS motor, aren't you? Absolutely, Matthew. Bro, I miss my car. I miss my car. I miss going out there and doing things with my hands mechanically. I miss that. And I want to get out there and do it. I bought a big new toolbox. That's another thing I splurged on. I bought a toolbox. Got it on sale, though. To house all my tools for the new garage. I just want to get it done, man. That garage is probably going to cost me 50 to 70 racks. And that's a lot of money, right? That's basically a year and a half of salary. But once it's done, it's there forever. I just got to do it. Just got to do it. Gonna have some lifts in it and stuff like that. What I want, right? It's a lifetime achievement thing for me. So, Myzel, what's up? Good to see you. One Earth. I never heard of that one, but we'll look for it. All right, so that was Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum here. I'm going to go down my main list. Same thing on the Ethereum side of the world. Ichimoku Cloud looks terrible. It's still under trend, and as you see, this dotted line right here is the big time trend line. And as you see, it's flirting with the bottom of it and doing nothing spectacular except sitting here boiling, waiting on the water to spill over the edge. I do not like this look on Ethereum. It looks really bad. So I know it feels good that it's throwing a couple green candles, but you need to understand it's not what it seems. Under the cloud, under everything red, I'll take the cloud off and just put the 821 up there. As you see, it's trying to get cute and do the 821 move again like it did back here, and it felt real good, and then fell right back in your lap. I expect this to happen again. The fact that it's made lower highs and a lower low is not great. That lower low, lower high right here that it's made so far, it's rolling over and failing, opens up the $1,000 area and the $800 area. Either one of those. If either one of those strike, which I believe they will, 1,000 probably won't fall easy because as you see, it's held up pretty strong here. All right. I don't think 1,000 falls easy, but if it does fall, and I think it may, down to 800, 700 range is an ugly, ugly number there. I don't know if you guys are aware, but all the SBF stuff started spilling back out today with Caroline Ellison and that Wang guy coming out and basically rolling over on SBF. and giving up all the details, that essentially he was in charge of everything. He knew everything that was going on, and he was telling them what to do. Essentially, they were just puppets, and he was doing everything. Boy. Oh, man. So once the venture capitalists come out of who this was, you know, once the lawsuits start to pop off and that kind of thing, I think we may see an uglier side here for crypto. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but the good news is I think we will eventually pull out. I think for the most part, people aren't really in control and they don't understand. And it turns out, you know, FTX was kind of running bots to help manipulate the price of FTT because they knew how bad things were getting. They were trying their best to prop the price up to make it look good. Wonder why things happen the way they happen? Well, now you know. So they've actually come out and said that. Which exchange do you recommend to start trading forex? So it's for Texan. So I use KuCoin and BitGet, MXC. All those work and have tons of shit coins if you want shit coins. If you don't, you just want to be basic. Binance US. Binance US is buying Voyager, by the way. So I got some money stuck on Voyager. It'd be really awesome if they released that. Then I wouldn't have to wait, but I don't think I'll ever get it. I don't plan on it. That's what I use to on-ramp, but I haven't on-ramped any money since 2020. So I've been using the gains that I already made. Got that 454 in the C10, bro. Put it on the limiter. Put it on the limiter. If it's not on the limiter, if it's not on the chip, then it's not really a Chevy, bro. Let it eat. And you know, good and well, them head studs ain't gonna last if you put that thing on the limiter. What's your lowest point for LRC? We'll look at LRC. I talked about that one today on a video that I made that's over in the Discord now. If you're not in the Discord, you didn't get early access to that video. The video released today in the Discord and it's posted up there in the unlimited chat. The full video comes out tomorrow. Haven't charted it yet, but I can hardly log on to live streams. I've started putting small entries a day. Well, come into the live streams more, bro. Good to see you here. What's an amazing is FTX did all those things and still lost all that money. I know, right? She'll eat soon. All right, bro, let her eat. So that's Ethereum. Let's go through some of these coins that were asked about. AXS. Oh, you know what? Let's do Loopring first because he said he doesn't get in here a lot. And I want him to come back more. I want him to come hang out and shoot the bull with us more, right? Come hang out, bro. All right. So this thing continues to fade and fall back to levels that it previously only blew right through, which is way back here in 2020 at the bull run time, right? When it was really popping off and feeling good. You know, this started back here in the beginning of 2020, January, February area of 2020 felt real good, right? I remember this because I was in Disney World when this happened with the kids. And I was in line thinking, dude, I already told her that I won't be on my phone. I'll be hanging out with the family, and the bull run was starting. I'm on my freaking phone in the line at Disney, and standing in the Transformers line, watching algorand go up like 30%. I remember that, and I was going, damn it, dude, come on. Of all the times to be not looking at charts, right? Anyway, continues to fade back. If you pull a fib here from the base of the bull run to the top, it kind of shows you that the 618 level is what I've got highlighted. However, it depends here. So a lot of these assets are running back to Sniper's Alley, especially the assets that are less mature and kind of more rapid moving. So I do expect what is this? 15.5 cents to get hit here for Loopring. That's what I base these fibs off of for the bull market. And like I said, these levels up here are unlikely. I don't think that's going to happen. And this up here is bull market, end of bull market 2024 kind of numbers. Before that, I kind of expect this down to continue over to about 15 cents. And if it breaks this barrier and can't hold it, which it's already held before, if it can't hold it, then you're looking at 4 cents. That's bad, right? Don't tell me it can't happen because there's good support down here. You know, more like 7 cents to 4 cents. I don't want to be perfect on the number there, but in this box down here, if it can't hold this level, you have a black line right here that you guys can't really see very well. And I'll make, let's see, I'll make it blue. There you go. Now you can see it a little better. There's some support right there. If it can't hold 15 cents, that's where it's heading to, in my opinion. The good support down there. Maybe a short term bounces around, you know, before it fades all the way. but I don't know that we have a whole bunch more down here. Like I said, the timeline kind of shows me Q1, end of January, end of February time where it's got to finish off. It can't do any more. And typically by then it's already hit the bottom. All right. There's my loop ring for you. And again, this is going to be on the video that you haven't seen yet. So let's see. Studio Crypto. Weekly and monthly time frames seem easier to chart, but daily and hourly seem to be where my money is made unless I'm wrong. Watching hourly can be time consuming. How do you split the difference? This is a great question, Studio Crypto. So what I tell everyone to do is start on the monthly, work your way down. If you're trading just on the daily, you really only need to look 5 or 15 minutes each day. Why is that? Well, if you spend about 7.5 minutes in the morning at opening, right? When you wake up, you look real quick when you wake up. And then the closing time is 7 p.m. Eastern time right now, right? Because we're in daylight savings. You spend 5 or 10 minutes at 7 p.m. looking. You see your position where it's at, and you make your move. There are moves that happen throughout the day, but what you're really worried about is the closings anyway. So limit yourself to that. Now, yes, there's much more money made on lower time frames, but I tell everyone not to look at those because those will drive you into chaos if you don't have the time. So everyone's got a different amount of time. I would say monthly, weekly to find your trends, find which direction it's going, and get your position ready. Daily to find your entries and exits, and that's it. Don't go any lower than that. You don't need to. Yes, there's more money to be made, very low. I'm not sure everyone has that much time though. So don't overwhelm yourself spending that much time doing it, if that makes sense. What's up, Poochie? Good to see you. I'm prepared for that, for the low. It moves rapidly up and down. Yeah, I would agree. I'm in the Discord, but didn't get in there yet. Well, bro, jump in there. It's free for a month. Just use the Launchpass link. It's up in the top left of Discord. So let's go over to AXS. AXS. All right. So let me draw this trend line a little bit better here. AXS, if it depends on what man, it kind of looks like it breached that trend line temporarily back in March and then really rolled over and failed. Still getting pounded since then and hasn't really done much. Now it has dug into some support here. It failed this support, right? And now there's got some more down here. Being the fact that it's moving dead sideways like this under the trend line lends me to think that down here at our next support level is where we go. Now let's pull a fib from the bottom. Let's see, it goes only back to November 20. I don't have the full data on this. Let's go to Coin Trader and see if we can find all the data, right? Oh God, that's bright. I'm sorry, everybody. Ugh, I don't use Coin Trader a lot. But whenever I can't find the assets that I want, there we go. Get rid of these grid lines real fast. Whenever I can't find an asset I want on TradingView and I don't want to spend forever fishing around for it, I just jump on cointrader.pro and look it up there. It usually tells me the chart's full history automatically. And you see this one only goes back to 2021. I'll try one more time. A different one. Axie Infinity is the name of it. There's Axie Infinity. Same thing. Goes back to November 20. That looks like when it was launched. So I'll use that as our data point. Start here from my fib and pull all the way up. And yes, I know this isn't quite accurate. I'm just trying to get as close as I can here. But that 50 fib is down there at $4.20. It lines up perfectly with support. Give me AXS to 420. I think that's the best price. Not the best price. I think that's a good price where an entry may be solidly found. That's about 35-40% down from where it's at. Big drop still left, as you see that. So let me write this down. All right, TWT. I believe someone shared, it might have been you who shared it over in the Discord, that this one's been doing well lately, and it has, as you see, still trending up, doing more than most. Done more than most, right? The question is, when does this stop? And does this continue all the way through 2023 or not? Well, she's not quite oversold. She's getting pretty darn close to oversold. This kind of makes me think that this parabolic curve right here that's going on wants to continue. So this thing has went up during a bear market rather than down. The problem is what we saw with Bitcoin is this failed and it actually started to fall down under here, right? There's a possibility that happens. I don't think anything is really immune here. And since this chart has trended so much higher than everything else, I shy away. Yeah, look at that. That's a wild looking. Now that's going to come back some. I'm not going to fall for this one. That weekly MACD is super high. Look at this. Yeah, right. That can't last. That can't last. That'll fail. That'll eventually fail. I would stay away from this one. I'd find better charts, better looking charts somewhere else. That would just be me. You know what I'm saying? Do your own thing. All right, let's pull up DOT real quick. 38 people on. Y'all go hit like, please. The more likes we get, the more people who watch, the more people can help. Hit subscribe and notification bell. We're getting close to 10,000. It's taking forever, but I want to get to 10,000. All right, here's DOT, and that doesn't look like the full chart, but it may be. Let's look up and see if we can find all the DOT. Yeah, August. Yep, that's it. Okay, so let's pull the full fib here all the way back to August 20. But you know, the bull market started before that, started at the beginning of 2020. Then we had our halvening, and that's when it really kicked off. This one's got a couple more months to fail. This looks like January or February when it's going to finally finish off. I like $3 here for DOT. It's in the golden pocket right now, but it's still getting hammered by this downtrend. Hasn't had any relief yet. This is on my list to buy. I forget the amount. I'll tell you here. Let me flip through my legal pad notes because that's how I do everything. Let's see. All right, I've got 2.25% of my portfolio going in DOT. And I think I can make between 15,000 and 50,000 on it. And that's why I've got it in there, because I like the potential gains. As you see, it's gotten hammered in this bear market. So even going halfway back is killer for me. And that's what I'm trying to plan on. Those 382 and 50 retraces on the way back up, 2023. And if I can get more than that in 2023, great. 2024 will be when the big gains happen. And that's what I'm looking for later. If I can get twice the money before then, dude, that would set it off for me. And that would be able to let me get the garage built that I want to build, right? One step at a time. But that would at least get the concrete poured, the plumbing done, and the roughing on the electrical, right? At least. I want to try to do a bunch of solar over there if I can. Because why not? I'm not a big solar dude, but still, it'd be cool to have the lights running on solar. All right, maybe not the equipment, but the lights. All right, let's see. At what point are you thinking about pulling the trigger on algo? Yeah, man. Okay, so let's look at algorand real quick, and that's a good question because it's digging way down into support. Look at this thing. Look at it just retreating. It's not quite oversold on the weekly though. Look, like it wants to get oversold. So when I see this thing pull the rest of the way down here oversold, I can't wait any longer at that point. And I think that's what may happen. If it wants to blow through my box here, okay, I'm fine with it. This was just a target of interest for me. It's already way down. But realistically speaking, it could continue to trend down more. That monthly's not oversold yet either. You know, it kind of looks like January or February, maybe really gnarly. So, I mean, that's 786,886. If it wants to go down here and sweep the lows at 9 cents, oh my God, you're giving me a layup. If it comes down here and sweeps these lows, I can't wait around. I've got to try because that'll oversell the RSI on the weekly. That'll be cooking this thing, just destroying it. And I'm okay with that because I'm going to buy it at the bottom, right? That's what we want to do. Want to buy at the bottom. This would give me a layup on buying at the bottom. Or not a layup, but damn, at least a clean jump shot. Regarding death crosses, it looks like one is happening on Bitcoin on the weekly. You're damn right it is. It's also happened on AVAX in March and May, and it dropped. How do we interpret this? So Studio Crypto, that's a great question. When you have a death cross like that, typically price action moves toward the cross. If it can break the cross, it nullifies it, meaning price action goes through it. And if it goes up to the cross and then fails afterwards, all it did was test it, and then we are continuing down more. And you'll see those death crosses a lot on low time frames play out that way. Real death crosses, you should look on daily and higher. And you're right, Bitcoin is about to have one on the weekly chart. It looks really bad. Tesla had a death cross and it dropped too. You're damn right. Look for that kiss of death, and I'll show you what I mean here. Let's jump on Bitcoin real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with the kind of like the little kiss of death here. There's two different ones. So there's a kiss of death for the 21 moving average, or the 21 EMA on the weekly. And then there's the death cross, where it comes back up and gives it a little smooch, and then it dies the rest of the way. So let me take off everything except I don't need the 8. I don't need the 200. Just need these 3. That's the 21 EMA, the purple line, and the 50 moving average. I'm sorry, I took the 200 off. I needed that on there. I just didn't need the 100. There we go. This is a custom indicator, by the way. This is Assassin's 3-for-1. It has moving averages, cloud, all the different crosses, right? Look right here. I even have death cross. I can check it on. And when it happens, it'll throw me up a little bar down here telling me that I had a death cross. This is over in our Discord. It's part of our Discord. Part of the $16 a month is you get custom indicators that you can download at any time that are all made by the members, which is really cool. They put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's really awesome that they do that. They're pinned up in the custom indicator section. Download all you want. Yeah, when this happens, you're going to see a couple things happen here. All right. Either this price action is moving up while this death cross approaches, right? And that goes all the way out to January. So does the price roll back and then fail when this death cross happens? Or I have moving average extensions too. Let's put those on. Bam. This has the cross happening in January, at the end of January into February. That's when this cross is planned to happen if the chart stays dead sideways like it is. If this speeds up and goes down, 2 things. It either comes up and rolls over and gives it a kiss while this goes down, like I was explaining, or we get the cross and the price moves up toward this cross and tests it. That's a kiss of death, though, because if it doesn't cross this and get over this level, oh man, more down coming. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's a little premature for it to do that. It doesn't line up with the timelines that have happened previously. So it kind of looks like this thing just wants to roll over and play dead until this cross happens. And then once this cross happens, up we go. All right. Kind of the way I think it happens. And I think you're dead on the money about everything you've just asked. The other one is the death cross of when, I'm sorry, a death kiss is when it kisses the 21 EMA here and can't breach it. All right. That's a death kiss too. On the weekly chart, just go up there and smooch it and fade. It's happened multiple times. Tesla did the same thing. S&P 500 did the same thing, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. He said, Discord, Keith said the bull run, after the bull run, Discord is free since he's a millionaire. And honestly, I may do something like that once we finish the bull market in 2021. I'm sorry, 2024. Once we finish the bull market in 2024 and 2025 starts, I think by the end of 2024, it may still be going, it may not. Maybe 2025 is when it ends off, because it usually ends off on an odd year. At that point, when it's over, it's over. And we may change things up and do something different. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But that's a long way out, okay? 200 is at 24K. Be surprised if it even tries it. Yeah, that's what Frank's saying right there. The 200 moving average is sitting at about 24,000. If you see right here on the right, I got a little highlighter right there that tells you it's at 24,000. That's going to be a hard barrier for Bitcoin to break. CRV. I don't expect it to break it easy. Even if it gets up there, I don't expect it to break it easy. Now, I've got a lot of stuff on this chart. Let me move some of it off first. All right. So I've got some probabilities here of levels that I think will happen. So I 100% think CRV is going to come down here to this 43 to 46 cent range. Now, I don't know how long it'll be down there, but I'm for sure it's going to go down there. CRV is very reactive to Sniper's Alley, and right there it is. All right, pretty sure that's going to happen within a certain degree of, within a decent degree of certainty. I think that's liable to happen. From there, for us to get any lower, we're gonna have to break the bottom of this falling wedge, and the same thing would have to happen to others. Kind of just looks like this shit's gonna idle out, doesn't it? Idle out at Sniper's Alley and kind of bounce around between Sniper's Alley and the 50 for a bit before it finally gets over with what it wants to do. And as you see, this falling wedge is a long way out. Like, it's a long way out. The bottom of the wedge is, for gosh sakes, April or May, right? I don't know if it's going to take that long to get out, but one way or another, it's going to have to move as long as this thing continues to get tighter and the price action continues to crunch together, especially on those high time frames. And if we do this, it's going to exhaust a lot of indicators to get down here. You give me these levels down here and it's go time. Honestly, if these levels happen, it's go time down here. That's the place where I'm unloading. I believe I have a higher percentage laid out for CRV for myself to buy. It's on my list. I think CRV has big gains to come, and it's not got a ton of resistance. All right, there are resistance zones, but in between them, there's lots of open room for the thing to run, and I'm going to look forward to playing those if they happen. Let's see, lies and kisses and death. Do I find all this in the Holy Grail or in the training vids? Yeah, a lot of this is in instructional videos, Ronan. Talk about it all the time with moving averages and stuff like that. Haven't really done one on the 21 moving average. A 21 EMA being a death kiss. Yeah, that's kind of an in-between thing that some guys like and some guys don't. That's why I don't talk about it too much. Can we look at WWE? Yeah, I got one more. Let me see if I can find this one Earth. I've never even heard of it. Ah, look at there. Aha, look at that thing jump up and play ball. All right. So it looks like she's had enough, doesn't it? Looks like she had enough and decided it was time to go. However, we haven't back tested this trend line. Now, I said this on quant and it didn't work out. So let me be a little bit more careful here. All right, let's pull some indicators up here and just have a gander at them real quickly. Have a glance, and then we'll be on our way. All right, we've breached all the indicators, all the moving averages at one time. You have a bundle of moving averages that are going to happen at about 003 flat. If it can't hold those, and you start seeing the upper level cryptos start pull it back, testing this trend line or sweeping the lows is fully possible, especially 2023, the end of 2023. I kind of expect a lot of these that look like this, where they're popping up really quickly, kind of like Dogecoin and stuff did. I expect those to sweep that low one more time, meaning just come back and test the bottom, right? Drive out and come back and test that bottom one more time. Now, it may be that this thing runs up and shoots up higher before it comes down and goes down and hits the lows. Whatever, I don't care. That's a long way out, honestly. But of many cryptos, this one did a lot of movement here. Since December, I mean, it's up 340%. These are the kind of moves that I'm looking forward to for the rest of the market. Every once in a while, you see one pop up like this, right? Okay. All right. Now, WWE. Oh, boy. So this one really worked hard on this uptrend, didn't it? Look at that thing jog. Just bam, 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 bam. But we have broken that uptrend and not great. It's either chopping out sideways or rolling back over here. We're pretty much oversold on the RSI, but not quite. Let's see. On the high end, you hit 786, or is that 618? It's 786 or 618. Ah, look at that thing running to Sniper's Alley. So, yeah. Let's pull the fib back in the other direction here. It did hit Sniper's Alley, as you see here, and fade. All right, let's pull him back in the other direction and see how much down she has left in her after breaking that trend right there. That's put option time right there, honestly. All right, let's pull it up here. So this has until it looks like March before it's run its move out. It can come down all the way through March if it really, really wanted to here. It's failed the 236. I expect this 382 at 66 bucks. That's the next level. From there, $62 and $58. All those levels coincide with support and resistance here. It chopped up very nicely, so I retraced back through those one step down at a time. Makes perfect sense. It seems like it already had a great run and outperformed most, but be careful. The market can be very, very gnarly. Yo, Martin, let's go, bro. All right. Applause for Martin. I'm going to bust out my 786 Assassins Flask. Got a little moonshine in it. Cheers. Not bad. All right. Anyone who doesn't know, when you do a super tip on here, all that money gets donated. Google gets their cut, which is a lot. But after that, any other money that comes in on those gets donated out. We don't want to keep anybody's money from that. So there's my thought on WWE. Danny Deep Pockets, what's up, brother? Good to see you. It's supposed to get cold here tomorrow. They're like 40s and 50s, and shut up. So, fiance shared a video from Montana of the snow and ice. Oh my God, 40-mile-an-hour winds and minus 47 degrees. Yeah. No thanks. I'm good. 10 below in Illinois. Man, I need to move. GNS. Yes, sir. I got you. All right. USDT or just USD? We'll just use USD. All right. I didn't got very much chart. Let's go over here and look at CoinTrader. And there's some more chart. Yep, she already ran pretty hot and it's starting to roll over and fail trend. I want you to be very careful here. Okay, this one is still above trend, but I want to warn you that not many charts have done this. And since not many charts have done this, it's a little bit of an anomaly for it to continue to do it. Yes, it's over trend. Yes, it's retracing, and that's not a bad thing. If this fails this trend, it's time to run. I would wait to buy it until it touches the trend. And then if it can't hold it, then I would dive out and run for the hills. Even if it fails it, you've got some support down here at $2.73. It could hold there. Pushes through that, it's time to go. It's time to go at that point. That's what I think about gains. I wish I had all that data everywhere, but I have to dig through different exchanges to find different charts, and that's super frustrating. Assassin Family, Bill Childers, bro, what's up? Mullet and Professor, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, Bill. Ain't seen you in a minute. Let's see. Because of Keith, I sold my Hex at 13 cents and saved so much money. Thank you. Hey, listen, thank you, brother. Don't do it because of me. Do it because of you. Because you know better than to hold on to something that's going to fall dramatically in price just because you're a long-term investor. You can be a long-term investor and sell. That's okay. You can be a long-term investor and sell and then rebuy later. That doesn't mean you're not a long-term investor. It just means you want to save money while the thing falls to oblivion. Right? Why would you hold on to something that's going to lose 70 or 80% of the value? Sell it and rebuy it. The risk is so much better to sell it and rebuy it than it is to hold on to it and watch the money dwindle away. I've never quite understood people's thought process on that, saying that you should just have to learn to withstand 70, 80% drops. No, fuck that noise. I'm not withstanding that. I can have 70 or 80% more, at the least 50% more by selling it and rebuying it. Let me get something to drink. That's good. All right. I love North Carolina weather, right, bro? So it's getting cold here now, though. So be careful. Be careful. I think it's supposed to be 10 degrees here, and I think the wind chill is supposed to get down there 0. So for us southern people, that sucks. All right, let's go look at some others here. Don't diamond hand an empty wallet. Absolutely right. That's a perfect way of saying it. Don't diamond hand an empty wallet. All right, let's look at some of the coins that we have on the list here. Let's look at Binance coin. Still riding that trend line, doing fairly well at riding that trend line. So I kind of expect this to bounce this trend line until everything else finishes off. I expect some more up from Binance coin, and then I expect 2023, end of 2023, to be kind of ugly and kind of test these lows over here again. This is a standard move for Binance coin, honestly, right? And it runs up and has its test and then comes back down and sweeps these lows. And then that's usually it, testing that bottom low, and it's done. Usually doesn't go any farther down than that. Could it do more? Yeah, but it's following its same historical pattern that it's done before. Here's the levels I think could happen if it breaks that, right? If it comes down here and hits this level at 126, dude, that's so far down. I do not expect Binance coin to fall all through here. I don't expect it. Don't expect it. So worst case Ontario, this thing just rides this trend line and comes back and retests it a couple times. It could fall farther than that, but we'll see. AVAX still flirting with $10. Tickled it one time, I think. No, $11 flat. Still hasn't broken into that $10 barrier. I think it's only a matter of time, though. I think we can all understand that it's only a matter of time before AVAX gets down there to $10. Then the real question is, can it hold $10? And if it can't, that opens up the door for $4 to $5. And that same people who told me that I was an idiot for saying that, that's for you guys, because you're emotionally attached. Matic, similar situation to Binance Coin, only a little farther out. So I'm curious how much farther Binance can drive here. It's already fell under this trend as well, which isn't great. And it has until July of next year to make this move. It can either hang out in this range at 80 cents and lower, which goes all the way down to 35 cents. I'm not sure it does that. Or it can sprint back up here, go halfway up into support, which would be about $1.60. And that would be by the summer of 2023. And then from there, fade back one more time. That kind of makes more sense to me than not. Matic could fall more. The gains are going to be a little less here on Matic, but I do kind of expect this thing to sprint and break all-time highs again in the next bull market. Again, that's only a thought that might happen. I expect it, but that doesn't mean it will. All right, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a dude. Okay, I just chart. ADA. Just getting destroyed. Just destroyed here. Hasn't improved any. It's just sitting there playing dead like a possum. The problem is I don't think it comes flying up and doing a whole lot. Yes, there is more chart here, and it is into some old support. The good support's down here at 17 cents. This chart looks almost identical to Bitcoin. Only thing is it did exponentially more gains than Bitcoin, percent-wise, not dollar-wise. All right, that's the thing. I don't really care about the price usually. I'm looking for the position on the chart. Now I can look at the money and say, yeah, this price will go to 16 cents, but more so it's the position on the chart I'm looking at. I see the price here. I think it comes down here. Okay, I'm looking for position. The money representation of that is just a derivative. I don't care what the dollar number is. I'm only buying fractions of things anyway. I'm never going to buy. I will be able to buy, but typically I wouldn't be able to buy one whole Bitcoin. I don't really care about the number that I have. My money is my money. I want the percent. All right. I see a percent down move, and that's roughly 30 to 40% on ADA. Gosh, that seems awful, and it seems like it can't do it. And it may not. Honestly, it may not, but it makes sense if it does. Well, I'm just going to be watching closely here. If I see the big boys start to break levels, I can get in. I can get ADA as soon as this thing crosses this trend line, right? Worst case scenario, we can get in when it crosses the trend line, and we can play it. Weekly charts and higher tend to be pretty favorable for that. The hell with that. That's not bike riding weather. I'm hoping to get off Saturday. Finally got a couple days off in a row. Let's go. You have a blessed Christmas, bro. Good to see you. Get your shine box. This is financial advice. How do you chart lower levels once it's below initial offering on the chart? So if you meant initial offering, you mean launch. It's a great question, and I'll show you some here. Sand is an excellent example. That's where our starting point will be, wherever it starts from. I don't know if sand is a great example. ICP is. Look at that shit. It looks horrible. It's done nothing but fall the entire time it's existed. So people ask me, why would you even bother here with this? Well, I do think this thing has a comeback when everything else has a comeback. And if it can just get to the 50, that's great. Essentially, this is a falling knife. I'm not buying this until the knife stops falling. And by not falling, I mean breaks that white trend line right there, this diagonal downward. Once that happens, the knife may have stopped falling. And I can reassess everything I'm doing from there. Until that happens, it's really a no thank you kind of thing. I don't need to get involved with it. I could short it, but it's already so far down that I may not want to do that either. So, I'm just going to I look at that and I go, yep, that level's possible. It makes sense. It lines up with support and resistance on the top upper fibs. Well, let's let it play out. I'm not going to buy it until the knife stops falling. And the reason we say it's a falling knife is if you're ever in the kitchen making something and you accidentally knock a knife off the counter, your first reaction is not to grab the knife. Your first reaction is to jump back or stop and not do anything and let the knife hit the floor. You may even move your feet out of the way. Let the knife hit the floor and spin around for a second. Then once it's done doing that, then you reach and pick the knife up. But until then, you leave that knife alone. You don't bother with it because it's going to cut you. All right? I don't want to get cut or stabbed or, jabbed up by a knife unless I have to, and I don't have to, so I'm not gonna. That's the best description I can give you there. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, guys. Gotta go. Hey, thank you, brother, for coming by. A lot of coins are below bottoms. Absolutely. They're falling knives. Just pull a trend line and wait on them to break. And once the trend line breaks, you can reassess. Breaks and holds. Thank you, Frank. That's a good point. Breaks and holds for some period of time, a day, 3 days, a week, something. Because a lot of these just haven't broken. Like ICP is a perfect example right here of a trend not breaking. It's just dead smack downward pressure and hasn't broken anything. And until it does, no thank you. No thank you. Buy it and ride it up when it does. Simple as that. I'll be looking for and that gives us a floor also. Whenever that trend line breaks, it gives us a point to pull a fib from that high to that low. Then we can start to see levels where it goes back up. But that's kind of a one step at a time thing. All right. Anos, can you look at USDT dominance? Absolutely. All right. Let's look at some stable coins. All right. Let's look at USDT. She broke the upper wedge. Look at there. Go ahead, baby girl. She broke the upper trend, started to move up. Let's pull a fib on this. Really pisses people off when you pull fibs on things that they say you shouldn't do it to. I don't care. All right. We're hanging out over the 50 fib, but we did get chopped out right here at the golden pocket. You see that? We did get chopped out there at the golden pocket. So I would like to see it. I'd like to see it break above that. It may jog out. It's got till December 27th. 5 more days. I don't know about that. It may just jog sideways. If we pull some indicators up here, I bet you she's flirting with the 8. Yep, flirting with the 8 EMA. RSI didn't go overbought. Still got time to go up if it would like. Maybe it runs up here to the golden pocket and test that out again. That would pull Bitcoin down some more. And if it breaks this golden pocket, folks, watch out. That upper level is up there at the top of the channel, and that's going to be money flying out of Bitcoin, which means money flying out of alts. Same story for USDC. USDC is breaking that wedge right now. I was actually looking at this today. I'm not sure how long this takes, okay? Or if the line's even perfect or not. I don't even think that's necessary to be perfect here. But double overbought, MACD has jumped over. Look at the weekly. MACD's trying to turn back up on the weekly on USDC. Do you see that? RSI is trying to break this divergence on the weekly. Do you see that? Watch out. Watch out. Warning shots are being fired, everybody. I don't want you to get sloppy and think you should go buying a bunch of stuff here. And I know, okay, I know. It feels good. See some charts go up. Hey, man, yeah, this chart's going up. I should definitely be looking to buy, bro. If 14,590 of them look a certain way and 10 look one way, I cannot side with the 10. I just can't. I have to be able to limit myself and know that's not the best idea. All right. It's 21 degrees in Southwest Houston. Jesus, dude, that sucks. Right now it's 43 and cloudy here. You can see it in the corner right there. But it's going to be rainy and cold. So the temperature is going to do nothing but plummet here. Y'all are already getting what we're about to get. All right. No fun, Tex said. I would fully agree, dude. Turn that waste oil heater on. And I plan on fully having a waste oil heater at the shop, by the way. Absolutely. You guys don't know what waste oil furnaces is. I'll tell you to give it a Google. All right. Let's look at total market cap. Total market cap still flirting with that resistance line and hasn't broken it. Making a lower low and a lower high as we speak. It looks like it's going to roll over and quit and run back down to this white line, which just so happens to be previous old school support. I assume that bounces some, right? You would assume that thing bounces and gives it a test and holds on some. Can't hold that line. Big line down here at 538 billion. That is a 30% drop, 35% drop in all of market cap. All the money coming out right there. That's from $3 trillion. People keep asking, well, you've already had this happen and this happen. What else do you want? I don't think 10,000 happens, bro. Take all that out and just look at the chart, look at the money, and you start to understand things a little bit more. It starts to make a little bit more sense to you. Minus 4 degrees in Arkansas. Jesus Christ. XPR is one that's finding new floor. Yeah, XPR I actually have on the list as well. I just haven't said anything about it. XPR, Proton. No, not XRP. We all know about that one. All right, Proton. There you go. This is one that he was talking about right here. He was kind of saying, what do you do when it's breached those former highs, right? When that launch price was back here, it's breached it. Now, we sit back and watch her die. Falling knife, let the knife fall. This thing could go down to infinity, all right? We pounce on this when trend lines break or when we see all the other coins start to reverse trend. I assume this one follows the herd and rides along with them. You could pull this trend line a couple different ways. I understand that. Maybe you think I don't have it pulled right. That's fine. The point is the knife's still falling. And until the knife stops falling, don't buy. Just wait. Wait for a trend line of your drawing to break. You could come in here and get fancy with this and draw a trend line down here and say, yeah, man, this one hasn't broken yet. I'm not buying till this one breaks, Keith. And I would say, that's cool. I agree with you. Fine. Don't. I agree with you. Then you tell, oh, well, you didn't draw it right, Keith. There's another one right here. Uh-oh. That's breaking trend, isn't it? No bueno. No bueno. So, again, falling knife, let the knife fall. Till you get something substantial to change, just hit the pause button and do nothing. If S&P goes, which chart point towards it will? Chart doing 500 billion. You talking about the SPX? I think that's what you're talking about. Let's pull that up real quick. Yeah, S&P. Here you go. She failed trend on two different fronts here. It failed the upper trend. It failed the short-term trend. It has currently rolled over. Target one is approaching. It didn't quite hit, and I'll show you why. It was my target one. That's my 618 box right there, the golden pocket. Right there, about 370. It didn't quite hit that yet, so I think it's got a little bit more blood to come out. It might not come all at once, but everything is rolled over and playing dead here. There's nothing grand about this chart. It doesn't have a whole lot going for it. It's bouncing on the cloud right now. Let's see. Under every moving average. God, that looked awful. All right. There's the cloud I was kind of talking about. So you're playing around with the cloud right now. If it gets to the bottom of this cloud, not great, because then it could start bouncing on the bottom of the cloud and potentially fall farther. It hasn't quite breached it yet. It hit it. Didn't break through just yet. As you see, it came back up through one over here. You're getting a conversion line baseline cross right now. That's another red check mark. Your lag line is under. That would be 3 out of 4 check marks bad. And the only thing you would have is this green cloud and the fact that this thing is barely hanging on right here. I bet you pre-market, this thing's up a little bit. And if it's down pre-market, it's going to be way down pre-market. We'll see. So, right. So listen. It's 12 o'clock already. That was an hour. It blew by, didn't it? It went by really fast. This is what happens, man. You get looking at charts. You start talking TA, talking about action, talking about the way things look. Things go fast. So we will be back again Tuesday, same time, 11 p.m., 30 minutes. Not sure if we'll get Wednesday or not because New Year's is coming up. Again, we'll try. We'll try to get our other live streams in. We'll play it by ear around the holidays. It's hit and miss, right? We're hit and miss. So thank you all for coming by and watching. I appreciate every single one of y'all that come on here and watch this. All right. You're on here because you're more mature and you're serious about your money. So I want you to carry that same energy over to the charts yourself. Thank you. I'll see you guys on the next stream. I'll leave you with this in the words of the late, great Notorious B.I.G. Every one of y'all could have been somewhere else. in the world, but you chose to be here watching me. Boggles my mind. Thank you all very, very much. It's extremely humbling. See y'all on the next live stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.